Hey fam, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com, coming to you once again with your no frills commentary from a singer. Tonight we are watching The Voice, or I was watching The Voice, and I'm just going to talk about it. It was the final battle rounds. And you know, most people on Twitter saying that like it was kind of sleepy. It wasn't as good as the other weeks so far. I found it enjoyable, but let me just tell you what I found enjoyable. Right up, starting out, we had TeamCeelo. He had James Massone versus Wade singing "True Colors" by Cyndi Lauper. Neo coached James, and they were trying to help him to work on beating his nerves because he was very nervous. And I have actually a video called Stage Fright, Performance Anxiety that you can check out to help you if you really have bad nerves when you're about to perform or speak or anything like that. Wade gets coaching from Babyface, and he said he reminded him of Al Green, Luther Vandross. I was like, oh, we're working out there. He does have that old school soul sound going on for a while. He's 18, 19 years old. The guys had Ceelo, when they were doing their rehearsal, they had Ceelo tearing up. You know, he was kind of emotional tonight, and there were quite a few reasons why people were saying on Twitter. And I know I talk about Twitter, but it is so much fun tweeting with people about the shows. I just have a ball, and I just think it's so funny. For the performances, Ceelo one told them just to be in the moment and enjoy themselves. James didn't know the song and was really solid on the opening verse. He really was solid. I really enjoyed it. Wade was bringing some good emotion, but he was hitting a lot of bad bum notes, right? I like this James' rendition better. Also, it was more hopeful. It just had more of a light, airy feeling to it, and a more of a looking up, you know, to the future. I really enjoyed it. Ceelo chose James, and all the judges were in agreement, and I guess I was too, since I enjoyed his performance better, or his rendition better. TeamAdam had Nicole, Galyon versus Mathai, and they were singing Love Song by Sara Bareilles. Nicole got coaching from Robin Thicke, and Alanis Morissette helped with Mathai. And she gave her good advice about giving each note its full respect. Because, you know, sometimes we have a tendency to, even something like now, when I'm talking, I'm trying to trip over words because I'm trying to speak fast, I'm trying to talk a little faster. So you have a tendency not to give the weight of the words the honor that they need. And a lot of times when you're singing, that is what you really need to think of. Each note is there, each phrase is there for a reason, and they all need to be respected and pampered and shown some love and then presented to the audience. So I thought that was some very good advice. Surprisingly, this song sounded good in both of their voices. Both had some solid and not so stellar moments, but they didn't sound good together. I didn't like the way they sounded together. I like Mathai's little inflections, but Nicole's voice was a lot more present. It was just more, I don't know, it had more oomph to it. Adam chose Mathai, and all the judges, again, were in agreement on this one. And I just think it was just because she just had a better sound. Adam said that he really wasn't happy with this performance at all, and that he thought that both of them could have done a lot better. TeamXtina had Moses Stone versus The Line singing Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. Lionel Richie worked with Moses, and The Line gets to work with Jewel, and she was giving them, I was like, I had looked down to type in something, and I looked back up, and all I saw was Jewel's face like, giving them like the serious stink face. I wrote the stink face, right? She just did not seem to like them at all. But one thing she said that I take exception to, she said that, you know, that she didn't want them to sound like a wedding band or something like that. I don't know what wedding band she been seeing, but you know, most wedding bands do great work. And of course, people, you are better at some things than you are at other things. But most of the artists that I have worked with in wedding bands have been excellent musicians, and that is like one of the big things about the job. So I kind of took exception to that. Anyway, I wrote this was ellipsis interesting. Moses came out with his verse, and he didn't sound good at all. I was sorry, he just didn't. He sounded like bad karaoke to me. The Line had some good harmonies, and they naturally outsang him. But he worked the stage better, and naturally, he did best when he actually did his rapping. When he got to rap, that is where he really just stole the stage. It was like someone wrote that they were doing background for him or something like that, because he really did just command the stage during the whole performance. But his rapping stood out. Christina chose Moses. I think it was a good choice considering just the performance level. But one thing that she said, I think, is, you know, that he needs to learn how to do more than just rapping. There are a lot of rappers out there who only rap. They don't sing, and they shouldn't sing because they don't sound good singing. And I do, again, I'm taking exception to stuff tonight. I don't know why, but rapping is an art. I'm a singer. I can do someone's rap. When I'm covering somebody's material, I can learn their rhythms and do their rhymes and stuff like that. But I have never written one. I don't plan to write one. And it's just not my talent. It is a talent. And I'm happy that he got to step outside his comfort zone, and he has a decent voice. But I think it was kind of unfair to have a rapper singing, having to sing in a battle instead of doing what he does, and that is rapping. I guess the real turnaround would be if she made the duo, or any of their coaches made their duo rap instead of sing, made them do the verses on a rap. Then people would be like, oh, that's not fair. They're not rappers. Oh, they sounded terrible. Oh, because that's not what they do. That's not their talent. But she chose him, so that's a good thing. Because he did, again, command the stage the best. Next up, we had TeamAdam, Karla Davis versus Orlando Napier, singing Easy. And actually, they were supposed to sing Rich Girl first by Hall & Oates, but they kicked that out because, for one, Orlando didn't know it, and he said it was way too high for him. So they started playing around with different songs. They ended up choosing Easy by the Commodores. Alanis Morissette worked with Karla, and Orlando got to work with Robin Thicke. I liked Karla's sparkly shirt, which is like the sparkly country shirt that I was just like, oh, that's so hot. I like that. I was like, I want it. Orlando started out the singing and immediately put his spit on the song. I think he got too much time up front because he did like a verse and a little chorus, and I was like, ooh, that's a little bit too much. He's immediately taking all the focus. But when Karla got to sing, they changed the key. So then I understood why, he actually got all that, because she, again, got the same treatment. She got to do the verse and the chorus. They both did pretty good to me. They gave each other a big hug at the end. I thought they sounded okay. I wasn't wowed by either one of them. Adam chose Karla, and he said because he feels she is starting to blossom and Orlando is more specific and he can only do a certain type of thing. I'm sorry, on this battle, I would have chose Orlando, but he said he's looking towards basically the future. So a lot of times the judges are doing that also. Some are just choosing for this battle, which they should be, and some are, looking for the long term, which is probably the best since. TeamBlake had Jordan Rager versus Naia Kete singing I'm Yours by Jason Mraz. Miranda Lambert worked with Jordan, which he wanted to meet. He was like, oh, I want to meet her from like the beginning, so that was good for him. Naia worked with Kelly Clarkson, and she was doing a lot with the song, and Blake told her to save the tricks for the end, which I think we talked about in the last video or in one of my other critiques, I don't know. Just about, building the song and really coming with it near the end. Jordan was worried about his harmonies, and he messed up on the first harmony. Then he hit the second one fine. Naia came out strong after their first interaction. Like, she was kind of laid back, and she did what Blake told her to do. She kind of laid back, and then when they did their little thing together, then she blasted it. She went and did her thing and went for some of the higher notes. It was impressive because Jordan was being so laid back. Her booming out like that, to me, was just like, oh, yeah, you brought a little fresh flavor to the song. Jordan was a lot smoother, but I liked Naia's attack better. So, for me, it was kind of like this, apples and oranges. Blake chose Naia, and all of the judges agreed on this one also. Blake said that he went with experience. He didn't think either one did that great on this song, but he said he went with experience and chose Naia. Next up, TeamCeelo had Tony Vincent versus Justin Hopkins singing Faithfully by Journey. And again, these guys had Ceelo tearing up. He was like, I am, and I can understand, he was there all in his face and giving him all of this power. Maybe they just blew him away. Babyface advised Tony, and Justin got to work with Neo, and he just said there's a lot of emotion there in Justin's voice. I wrote about this battle. This was pretty intense from the beginning. Both had a nice sound and a good take on the song. They had good interpretive skills. Both of them were really, really into the emotion of the song and really singing to it. And as I was watching the way the camera was cutting, it looked like each of them were like, when they were in those parts where they're singing about I'm yours, they were singing to their families and their wives and stuff like that. So that was a very nice approach for me from them. Tony at the end was almost demonic on his final note. I was just like, he was making all of it throughout the whole song, but really at the end, he was like really just trying to bring it home or whatever. But I was missing an overall spark in this battle. I didn't get really like a wow moment. I thought it was pretty steady and even, and it sounded good and they were doing great, but no one really wowed me. Ceelo chose Tony on this battle, and he said, you know, he just saw Tony having a lot more versatility. So, what did you guys think of the battles? Did you enjoy this segment? Did you think it was boring? Did you think that it was, I don't know, what was it? There was something strange in the energy for me. Next Monday, we get into the live shows. There'll be public voting for the top 24. Monday shows will be on at 8 p.m. Tuesdays will be the results show now, and they will be on at 9 p.m. All right, this is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com. Check me out here on YouTube, So You Want to Be a Singer, and my originals playlist. I'm out.